Thank you to Ego Nolach for the images used in this video. Hello, my lovely audience. Welcome to what if Zuku Midoriya, aka Deku, had no mouth, but must scream. So then, let's just get into it. It's beautiful, isn't it? I guess. The birds singing in the trees, the bumblebees whizzing by. Feel the wind on your face. Yeah, it's nice. Too bad I won't ever be able to feel it again. Too bad I won't be able to touch, won't be able to smell. I know. And it's such a shame that every nerve in my body has been reduced to nothing. It's such a shame that I have to look out of one stained glass eye. It's such a shame I won't ever be able to taste a meal again. Won't ever be able to hold my own mother. I already said I was sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it, Katsuki. I will never be able to feel the sensation of dipping my hands in a bowl of cold water on a hot day again. Never for me to feel the wind breeze through my hair. Never for me to feel another person's warm embrace. Izuku, don't even try to apologize again. We both know what you have done. You wanna know what's the real kicker of all of this? Of me being the test project, the side piece, the experiment of you quacked freaks. Repeatedly stitched together, rebuilt and broken down. That hellish surgery done to me. You know, the one where you can transfer one quark to another. I was the lab rat for that. One that prevents me from dying, another that changes my size. But never did they thought to try and give me something that could fix the damage that was done. You know what makes that even worse? What? What makes it worse, Izuku? The fact that I will never be able to feel joy again. That's what. Because, guess what? The damage you did to my brain has officially fully destroyed the part of me that produces dopamine, meaning I will never be able to feel the sensation of happiness again. Never again. Just hatred and sadness. That's all I can feel now. On top of all that, I know what it's like to feel joy, what it's like to feel the wind, but I will never experience it again. So then, let's go down memory lane, shall we? Let's remember why good old Izuku's been reduced to a meat sack in a metal coffin. Why am I like this? Oh, let me see. Was it because of adverse? No. Was it because of jealousy? No. Was it because of hatred? No. It was because of all three above. You were mad and you were jealous. Why was that? Oh yeah, the girl that you wanted and you loved preferred me over you, so you decided to take out your frustrations. Shame what happened afterwards, huh? And then when you went on to trial, you saw my miserable mother and father. You still had the gall to defend yourself, and this hero society decided to give you community service for the rest of your life. Why? Because your accursed power is flashy. You'll never be able to look her in the eyes again, will you? No, I won't. So, I I hate you with every cell in my being. Well, what's left of them anyway. Every wire, every cord, every oxygen pipe. They all form. Who knows how far my body stretches? Who knows if every single individual quark, the thing that makes up atoms, not like a quark has in power, the thing that makes up atoms, if every single quark of my being had the words hate inscribed on it 4 times over, it would not so much as even make up 1/1,000,000th of the percentage that I hate you. You know that, right? Yet you still come here. Why is that? Because your actions weigh on your heart? Because you feel guilty? Or you just want to mock me for not having a body anymore? Not being able to touch or feel? Zuko, I know what I did was wrong, and I will never stop apologizing. Well, guess what? I will never accept your apology. The years I've spent in the suit, 3 to be exact, 3 years, have been nothing but hell. Nothing but it. There's the occasional light that shines through the clouds that make up my life. The murky, dark, polluted clouds as the occasional beam. But I will never forgive you. I know that. And with that, Bakugo would leave. Now, I'm sure you're all curious. What did Bakugo do? Well, here's the rundown. So, essentially, 3 years ago was the end of middle school. No, the start of middle school. And Bakugo's crush, let's call her Sophie. Sophie had eyes for Zuko, Bakugo had eyes for Sophie. One day, one day at the middle of, middle school. Sophie confessed. Izuku said yes. Two of them are dating. Not even a week goes by, and Bakugo gets so pissed off. He does the unspeakable. He attacks Izuku. Yeah, I know. Really, Bakugo attacking people. Wow. But because of Bakugo's anger, his quirk was much stronger. So, here's what he did. First, he took away Izuku's manhood, as he would say, his family jewels. Blasted them to nothing. Then detonated his head, making it so that he is no longer capable of feeling any sort of joy. All dopamine and serotonin stopped being produced because that part of the brain was blown up. Along with that, he horrifically mangled and destroyed Izuku's body, blowing off his legs and arms, reducing him to a meat potato. And he's essentially just a meat potato surrounded by a bunch of bionics. He's essentially their test dummy. He's quirkless, so no human rights. That's so fucked up. No rights for the quirkless. Anyway, so, yeah. And what I meant by the whole quirk transferring surgery, there's this whole thing they're working on where you transfer one quirk to another. They've done many on Izuku, but only 2 have worked. The first one, which was transferring a quirk that makes it so you do not die. But it does not fix your body, you just do not die. Doesn't fix your body, you just can't die. Second quirk being gigantism, which is anything on your body or your body itself is capable of growing. It just has to be touching your body. So that's the quirk. Anyway, and what Izuku meant by the occasional lights in his life were his mother, his father, and Sophie, who still likes Izuku, even though he's a giant meat. He's a piece of meat in a giant meat suit, giant metal suit. She still likes him, and he likes her back. Just has difficulty showing it because of the fact he physically cannot feel joy without forcibly injecting himself with dopamine. So every time he tries and feels happy, he feels like an addict. Anyway, so yes, but Izuku does not plan on staying like this for long. He, using his robotic body, has essentially, gathered up a large amount of information about different heroes and so on and so forth. Heroes, UA students. Also, he's managed to accuse some funding from legal means. Legal in quotation marks. And, well, he's found 2 people who can help him. Help in quotation marks. More so just having him embrace the Metallica. These being Kai Chiyosaki and All for One. Now, in this what if, I'm making UA a college and just kind of moving everything up by 3 years. So Shigaraki only attacks in, year yeah. So, yeah. 1 more year until UA, because they're 17 now, I think. I'm just gonna make them 17. Yeah. If I'm wrong, don't blame me. It's I can't even use the excuse that it's late at night. It's not even 10. I'm just really lazy and I don't want to do the math. Yeah. So, Izuku would give
Kai Chiyosaki the necessary information on, well, his quark erasing drug. What do I mean by quark erasing drug? I mean, like, the government has been kind of looking into making a quark erasing drug themselves. You know, first the surgery, then the quark erasing drug. The government has made a significant amount of progress with their superior funding, and Izuku acquired some of their research. In exchange, Overhaul would, well, essentially merge him with his metallic body. What do I mean by merge? I mean, like, fix him and merge his body and, well, the metallic one, his potato body, and his metallic outer casing. He would merge them together into this, like, biological thing. He would merge Izuku and his outer casing, making him biologically connected to it, so it's capable of regrowing and, well, each individual wire is capable of moving because it has muscle tissue of its own. Essentially, Izuku is now part of the machine. Along with that, he fixed Izuku's brain, which means he can think straight for once. Don't look at that. He can think straight for once in like 13 years. Don't look at that. Okay, ignoring that blunder of mine. In case you're wondering, it's something I'm, just doing for the heck of it. Making a video. Which I'm not going to post, I'm just making one for the fun of it. I like to edit things. Anyway, yeah. So, Izuku, well, merges with his metal casing, Overhaul gets his information, and then, well, Izuku would go to a man simply known as All for One. Now, this man is said to be able to give people quarks, and what Izuku wants are 2 specific quarks. And, well, he has a ton of information on heroes, both from his notebooks and, well, just the stuff he got offline. He got offline. So, yeah, the 2 quarks Izuku wants is regeneration and body alteration. Now remember, Overhaul has physically, made it so that Izuku's body is, merged with the machinery. So the machinery can not only regenerate, Izuku can manipulate it however he wants, thanks to Overhaul, thanks to All for One. So they would trade the necessary items, and Izuku, well, he is on cloud 9. He would inform his family and Sophie of his actions, being fully honest on how he got the things. And, well, they can't really blame him. He described being in that metal suit as hell, which it was. Every single nerve in his body was dead. He was physically incapable of feeling anything. He was incapable of tasting, smelling anything. The only thing he could do is see and hear. And even then, his ability to hear was extremely hampered. He needed a lot of help with that very powerful hearing aids. On top of all of that, he could not feel joy. He could not physically be happy. It was physically impossible for him. They understand fully why he did that. He was incapable of feeling the emotion of joy. Anyway, Sophie's naturally very excited that a quote-unquote certain part of Izuku has been restored before her 18th birthday, which means Izuku can give her her quote-unquote gift on said birthday. And well, since Izuku is kind of like his old self, only around people he likes, once again, kind of, he's still very much defensive, like, just in general, pretty untrusting. Once again, very traumatic event, having your entire body horrifically mutilated beyond recognition. But yeah, you can guess that Izuku was a tomato for the rest of the day, essentially. So, yeah. Anyway, Izuku is essentially a giant supercomputer that is both sentient and very, very spiteful towards a very specific person. And also very, very protective over certain people. So, you can guess, when Sophie said she wanted to go to UA, Izuku was like, okay, I know you want to be a hero, but any other hero school, please. Sophie, please, any other hero school. Bakugo said he was going to get in that one, and we all know how hypocritical the society is. He'll probably just get enough the fact that his quirk is flashy. But along with that, we both know that the entrance exam is what many would call violent. It's killed over 200 people in the last year. Oh, come on, Izuku. My quirk's like laser eyes. I'm sure I'll be fine. Didn't mean to, make it all thoughty sounding, but it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine. If you die, I'm gonna personally go down to hell and bring you... Well, no, go up to heaven, bring you down, and kill you again. She would just thumbs up at that. Just like, okay. So yada yada yada, Sophie easily aces the written exam because Izuku searched the internet and gave her literally every answer to every question. She only got half of them right to make it less suspicious that she cheated. But yeah. Anyway, Bakugo would be there. She would stay away from him even though he tries to talk to her, but she would just not. Ito would do something useful and attack Bakugo for trying to talk to Sophie when she doesn't want to be spoken to, so yeah. For once he's useful. Anyway, yeah, Sophie would get into UA, essentially. Entrance exam. Unfortunately, Bakugo would get one for all. He would also be the one to kill the 0-pointer, save Uraraka, blah blah blah. Anyway, Bakugo would go to Izuku's area. Essentially, it's just a place where Izuku is held. Just somewhere where Izuku is typically is, just like the facility where his stuff is monitored, but now he doesn't have to worry about it, and he's essentially become a free man. He gave every, person there a death threat not to tell anyone about the fact that he left. And, yeah, they did. And essentially, they made up the story of having given Izuku a quirk that, melded him to the robot body, and a quirk that allows him to manipulate his flesh, so he will be discharged from the facility in a few days. Anyway, Bakugo would go there. The staff would inform him. He would naturally be very happy as he would, run to the door. And he would see Izuku, sitting down, normal Izuku, green-haired Izuku, sitting down, looking out a window, just taking in the feeling of feeling things. Bakugo would be very excited, Izuku, you can, function normally now. That's great. Izuku would turn his head to Bakugo and just gain a scowl, as he would say, and I was having such a nice day. as wires would shoot out of his body, and, well, this mask would form on his face. Just so you know, underneath it's also a triangle, so like 4 flat triangles would come out of his head and merge together, forming this mask. You know, as his form would grow a couple dozen feet, as he would say.
Katsuki, how nice to see you. You can tell the sarcasm, right? I learned how to say. I gained the ability to be sarcastic when my brain was fixed.
Look, I know you're still mad, but I'm legitimately happy that you can leave, that you can live a semi-normal life.
Whilst it may seem that normality is returning, I will never forget that hell I lived through. So understand this. Normality has already left my life, and I assure you that if you were to die, I would personally bring you back, kill you again, and bring you back. I will never let you feel the sweet release of death, and I will make sure that your life from now on will become. Well, I'm just gonna make it so that you live for as long as possible, so you watch everyone close to you die, so you can feel one millionth of the pain I felt within the last 3 years. Well, lack of pain.
Bakugo's like, just the usual threat. Yeah, Izuku has given him the same threat like multiple times. But this is a new threat. So he's like, cool, I get to live forever, meaning I can be the #1 hero forever.
I hate you.
Zuko would just deadpan and say that. Bakugo's like, I know, but I will put in effort to mend our relationship, as you would say. I'm gonna be besties with you yet.
I would not care if you were to die in a ditch. In fact, I would probably be the one who put you there in the first place. I would not recommend spending time with me because I will not stop hating you.
That's what they all say. He would just wink, like Chad face, and then wink, and then he would walk out of the room. Izuku would deadpan. Anyway, so yeah. Goodbye, my lovely, lovely audience. I hope you enjoyed. I just really wanted to do this video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you next time, and bye-bye. Hope you had a great time. Bye-bye.